fragile. This security person came and said, are you going on such and such a flight to London? And I said yes. She turned around, didn't say anything. He said, well, the flight's going, the doors are shut, you're not going to get on tonight. Please take your stuff off the belt, go and recheck. There'll be a flight sometime tomorrow. This lady is on the same flight, unknown to me, and she says, I'm on that flight. And she completely melted down. She burst into tears. She was inconsolable. And she's saying to this security person, I can't do that. I can't. What do I do? What do you mean? What do you mean rebook? She'd obviously never traveled. What do you mean rebook? When's the next plane? And I don't have any money to stay anywhere overnight in town. And my family are waiting for me. And I'm traveling on my own, and I'm a widow. And my husband died 2 years ago. And it's the first time I've ever traveled on my own. And it's been wonderful. But this is now awful. And she's completely freaking out. And she's like hyperventilating. She's got bad legs, and she's on a stick, and the plane's gonna go. And something came over me, and I'm practicing this 15 revolution thing, and I hate it because talk about inconvenienced. Hello. And the thing is, I can get that plane myself because I can run. I can possibly do it, but she ain't gonna make it, and she is not my responsibility. That's fair. And I'm experimenting with this kind of, and it's like, God's like, okay, what are we gonna do? You know that little feel you get like, somebody's watching you. I took her arm and I said, madam, it's okay. I'm on the same plane as you. We are gonna get on that plane. She looked at me and she said, she did that, ha. Or similar. She went, are you my angel? That's funny. She didn't say, are you my demon? Because people associate goodness with God. That's all that told me. Are you my angel? I said, well, I don't think I'm your angel. I said, we're going to get this plane. Now, the security guys turned his back to deal with other people. So I said to her, okay, let's get your stuff on the belt. We're going to make a run for it. So I grab her stuff. I bend down. I'm taking her shoes off, putting them on the rack, hurrying her through. We get through, and we get through the other side, and then you got to start, putting all the stuff back on. So I'm dressing this old woman. She's about, I don't know who the heck she is. I'm putting her shoes on, putting her coat on, getting her bags, giving her a walking stick. Meanwhile, me thinking the plane's going to go. They said the door's closed. I've told her we're going to get the plane. She so believes me. I didn't have a clue whether we get the plane or not. It seemed the right thing to say at the time to stop her having a heart attack. And as we start walking slowly, and the gate's miles away, and I'm thinking, gosh, she is going to completely die if we don't get this plane, because she somehow just felt assured that all would be well. And a golf cart starts coming by, and I flagged the golf cart down. I said, excuse me, mate. I said, our plane's leaving. It's way up at gate so-and-so. Couldn't give us a ride, could you? He said, well, these golf carts, he said, are booked out in advance. Do you have a golf cart booked? And I said, no. He said, well, they're prearranged. I can't really give people a ride that have not booked them. And I said, no, it'll be fine. And as I'm saying that, I'm loading her on. It was a bit like, remember that scene in Star Wars where Obi-Wan Kenobi goes, it will be fine, to let us through. And the stormtrooper goes, yes, come through. The golf cart guy's like, okay, so we're on. And then we're flying through the airport, and this lady's like holding my hand as we're flying through the airport on this golf cart. And we get to the gate, and so I get her off the cart and get her bag, and I hand her to the ticket agents at the gate, and I say, we heard the plane doors are closed, but we made a last-minute dash. We grabbed a golf cart. This lady's very distressed. She's very upset. I'm going to hand her over to you guys. She said, it's okay. The plane hasn't gone yet. She said, we're waiting for someone else. She said, but we're almost going. But she said, you're in time. And this lady just kind of collapsed into this lady's arms. And then I left her thinking, you know, I've done my bit. So I get on the plane, I go sit down. I'm flying in business class, so I sit down and, you know, get a glass of that, you know, yellowy colored water. Then bubbles in it. So I'm sat down just chilling, thinking I deserve this. That was my 15-minute revolution, big time. I'm going to have a day off tomorrow, Lord. You owe me. And I'm sitting down just chilling. I turn to my right and across the aisle, there she is. Sat in business class, feet up, these people fussing over her. She looks at me and she said to the cabin crew, "There's my angel." I said, "What are you doing here?" She said, "Well, I was so upset that they upgraded me for free." She said to me, she said, "Have they upgraded you too?" I said, "No, I flipping paid for my seat." But I'll tell you what, I just took this thought away. I thought, you know what, one of these days, I'm so going to try that on. You know, when you get old and it's like, I'm so going to go, I've never traveled on my own before. And I'm scared and I've got no money. And get an upgrade. Plane sets off. What are we? I don't know. 8-hour flight or something. Remember now, it's a 15-minute revolution, Lord. She swaps chairs. Sits next to me. 8 hours. 8 long hours. I'm like, God. I'm looking for a friend, Lord, or a grandmother. So I just wanted to help this lady. I get up and I go to the bathroom on the plane, and I come back, and on my seat is one of the mascot teddy bears, the duty-free cell on my seat. And I said to the cabin crew, I said, "What is that?" She said, "This lady's been telling us all the time that God sent her an angel, and that you are an angel. And so we want to thank you as the airline crew here today for looking after this old lady. And we're giving you that because we want to thank you for being an angel to that lady." So I thought, well, you know what? I ought to get something out of this. So I said, "You haven't got another 3, have you? You've got 4 grandkids."
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so it's a classic story. Yeah, it's beautiful. He's got a whole bunch of them. So you might, if you're lucky, you might get another 1 or 2. But yeah, I guess this is this whole thing with this revolution, though. It's you can't price love. You know, sometimes love is 15 seconds. Sometimes love is 8 long hours. Is it worth the risk? If you get an upgrade, yeah. Don't encourage it. So, I mean, maybe in 4 weeks' time we finish this and have a nice series and that's it and on to the next thing. But maybe this will be something that actually changes who we are, who the community is, but also who we are. Maybe this will be something that starts helping us to connect with people around us that we've never even known before. Maybe through us, Jesus will be working through us and meeting other people, or other people meeting him. I reckon it's worth a crack. So I'd like to throw that out to you guys anyway for this whole revolution idea, for home group leaders, for each and every one of you. Yeah, let's start a revolution, eh?